Hey everybody, welcome back to Hope Regained for episode 5. This is an episode about the power of lists and writing everything down. My name's Christiane Boudreau. I'm your host for today, and let's get started on working on this together. Why do I need a list? Why do they help? We're jumping right in there. Well, we're jumping right in there because this whole podcast is part of a list. I make a list every day. I have to make a list of everything to get done, what I want to touch on, and where we're going to go to with it. It's important. I don't have a great memory, and not everybody does. But that's what I use to help trigger my memory, help keep me on track. So, what does a list look like to you? Why can they help? Words are powerful. Let's start with that. Yep, they're powerful when they come out of our mouth and somebody else hears them. They're powerful when we hear them in our heads, when our voices stick there. They're powerful. But when they're written down, they're much more powerful, believe it or not. They're much stronger. They're in writing. They're in black and white. They stare at us in the face. They give us a good glimpse as to, what do I need to remember? Or, this is what I said I was going to do today. I better get it done. Or, I'm going grocery shopping. This is what I need. It's one thing to play it in our heads. It's another thing to say it out loud. But having it there, we can look at it and repeat it. It builds strength. It makes it more concrete. So that's a big step in helping, having that concrete print in front of us. Productivity and efficiency with lists. Well, it's efficient because it helps us remember. Productivity, it can keep us on track. Again, shopping list, it's efficient. It's there. It's productive. We go to the grocery store and we pick up the ingredients we need. We see what we needed when we left the house. You try to leave it all in here, there's a good chance you're going to end up at home and not get everything that you needed. So you're going to have to do another trip and get out there and pick some more stuff up. So it takes away that time and the efficiency. Yeah, it takes time to write it down, but it takes a lot more time to drive back to the store to get the things that you missed. So, productivity. The other thing is, if you make a list of what you want to get done in a day, going to get up, going to get this done, I got to be at this place, you're more likely to hit those targets. It makes you more accountable to what you need to get done in the day. Productivity, efficiency. If you want to get something fun happening, you're more likely to be efficient about getting everything that's on your list done, to be able to go out and have that time for yourself. It's being accountable. It's sticking to what you need to get done so you can get rid of all that other stuff to have more time for the fun stuff. And it takes a lot less work and energy trying to keep everything up here and remember. I know that I've spent countless days and times trying to keep everything in there. It doesn't work. I get exhausted. What did I forget? What did I need to remember? Do you know how much time I've spent doing that? If I write it all down, I have it in a calendar for what I'm doing. I don't double book. I'm not worried about missing something. I can see I have an appointment coming up. I can plan for it. I can see there's a birthday coming up. I can plan and get the gift in advance or a card or whatever I need to do. So it's a lot less work and energy if we write it down. We think about something. We've got an idea. Well, we wake up in the morning and that idea is fresh in our head. Woohoo, let's go. But throughout the day, you get busy doing other things, cooking, eating, going to work, exercising, whatever it is. That idea might just go out the window, but it was a really good idea, something that would have benefited you. We write it down, keep that notebook, handy dandy notebook right by us, then we don't have to worry about losing that idea and forgetting something. It's there, it's fresh. And last of all, it keeps us accountable to ourselves. Again, accountability, responsibility to ourselves. It's all part of the self-awareness, all part of who we are, and it's a way to reflect. If you want a dream board, that's a type of list that keeps us accountable to the dreams that we want to reach for it someday. Keeps them in sight, keeps them there. If we want to get certain things done, if we write it down, we have baby steps, milestones, whatever the case may be. I've even, and I'll admit to this, gone so far as, okay, I've got a lot of things to get done. Here's my list, and I'm writing down the time of day I want it accomplished by. Believe it or not, I'm less likely to get sidetracked. I'm probably the world's best procrastinator, and I can admit to it. So that's one way I help with that, is I give myself a deadline time. Now, have I been worried about somebody picking up my list and saying, what's this? Yeah. Was I worried about judgment? Yeah. Judgment is big for us. But having it written down, I got it done. And at the end of the day, it lifted a whole load of stress. So I don't care if anybody laughs at them now. I still do them. I still do lists for just about everything. I write it down. What types of lists can I use? How do I set them up? Well, in today's world, we all have telephones. They're like a mini computer. You can keep them there. That's where my calendar is. My calendar is not a list. It just reminds me of where I'm supposed to be, at what time, what I'm supposed to be doing, and gives me alerts. You can set up alerts. When to take my medication? Trust me, I forget. So that's a type of list. Electronic alerts. Anything that you need at the touch of a hand that you carry with you. It's a start. Another list I get sometimes is from one of my kids. What do you need to pick up while shopping? Well, send me a text, because then I have the list. Or take a photo, because then I have the list. Even if you have a written list or schedule for yourself of what you want to keep done, you don't want to carry that notebook. Write it down. Take a picture, and there it is in your back pocket. So that's a type. Daily, monthly, weekly, all those schedules work. I am a huge fan of having different types of schedules. There's my schedules for appointments. I have a cleaning schedule that I need to write down, because trust me, I'm the best at getting lost in everything I do and squirrel off in another direction. So if I write it down, then I make a commitment myself to get certain things done. A schedule, a routine. That way it doesn't get in the way of having fun. Having fun is everything. And spending time with those that you love is everything. So that schedule and sticking to it, make sure I don't fall down on some of those duties and gets cluttered around me, because that clutter really makes it difficult for me to function. So I have a schedule for that. We can have schedules for everything. I have a birthday calendar. All the important people in my life, when is their birthday? What do I need to remember? When do I get the reminder based on what I need to send out, what I want to send? You can set up pre-scheduled emails to yourself. That's another way to do it. Email goes, it reminds you, got to do this. This is what's coming up. So you can have a daily one, you can have a weekly schedule, and you can have the big things for the month that you want to get done. It doesn't matter what is going to work for you. It's a way to look at it. You don't need just one. You can build it up. Goals with milestones. This is a little bit different. We talk about lists of what we want to get done on each day or week or month. But what about the bigger goals? When we talked about a dream board has all the goals and dreams and everything that we want to aspire to. But sometimes they seem so far out of reach because they're big that when we look at it, we just go, oh, it's too much to even imagine. When we're working on dreams or goals that we have, why not have a list of milestones? This is a different type of list because those baby steps we can celebrate along the way. That's what helps encourage us to keep going, keep moving forward. So if you have a goal on your dream board or in your mind or wherever it might be, in your journal book where you keep all your lists and goals and part of your self-awareness journey, then take a sheet. Here's my main goal. What are the baby steps to get there? When am I going to celebrate each one I hit? Because when I can check one off, wow, what a great feeling. It feels like I'm inching my way there. It's the same thing if you go to a charity event. You'll see on the board they have a big thermometer of what their goal is for the major amount of money they want to raise or fundraise. And you see the milestones in this campaign. It keeps encouraging them to keep going. They're working towards it. We all can use that as an example of what we can use as a list with our goals and milestones to keep encouraging us to keep going, to reach for that top. And then it's the big celebration. Sticky notes. That was something I've used in the past. It got kind of cluttered. They were reminders. Sticky notes are handy. They're great. They can be in different colors. They can be something that once it's accomplished, you pull it off and throw it out. Recycle, whatever you need to do. But when you take it down, that's one more thing you've checked off your list. So it's something very visual, and some people are much more visual. Those pieces of paper will remind you whenever you look up. When I was working, I used them around my computer because I was in front of it. They stared back at me. It was always a reminder. Some people use sticky notes around their mirror. You have a big mirror in your room, you get ready every morning. Those sticky notes are there. Those sticky notes can also give you affirmations. Remember to tell yourself you love yourself every day. It's a type of list. Let's face it. It's another step in our journey of becoming better for ourselves and showing up for ourselves. So sticky notes, they're a great way, a great fun that you can have with color. You can get different ones with different pictures, anything that inspires you to keep you moving in the direction of what you want to accomplish for the day, for the week, for the month, or a lifetime. What's going to work for you? Hey, I'm not going to knock it or beat you up if you decide that you're one of these overanalyzing types. Well, I can't say too much because I've done it too, using a spreadsheet. That's a list. It could be a project list. That's a list. I use them. If I have goals that I want to reach financially, it works. It does the math for me. Yeah, it's analyzing and sometimes it's overkill, but hey, it's a list. If that works for you, then step up to it. You're making the commitment to yourself. You're becoming more productive for yourself and more efficient for yourself. And at the end of the day, it gives you more time to do the things that you love and to be with those that you love. So those are the types of lists we could start off. At the end of the day, there's different types for different reasons. And you need to find what's going to be best for you. Change it up when you need to. Take a look and see in your journal, when you use those lists, how does it make you feel? Do you feel more accomplished? Did you stick to it? If you didn't, maybe there's a different type of list that you need to work with. A new way. I can say, I found on Pinterest, on various websites, just do a Google search, printables. You can get printables that you can hang up on a wall on a cork board, anything with pretty designs to trigger. So I'll admit, on the cleaning side of things, when I spend time with my mom and I want to get big things done in the amount of time that I'm visiting, then I make myself a list. I pull off a cleaning one that I've looked up on the internet. That's an option to give me ideas. Sometimes I don't think of all the little nooks and crannies of things that I need to clean up in the house before I leave again. That list helps me. I can break it down. It's not as overwhelming. It's easier. So that's an option. You can look for self-printed ones. You can look for planning aids. If you go shopping, you can go into various online shops or dollar stores where they could actually have little memo books or things I need to do. It gives you triggers of things that you might want to write down. Here's an idea. Here's an idea. So if you don't come up with it on your own and it feels overwhelming and you're grasping at straws, trying to put something together and be organized, use these triggers. Use these notebooks. Or you can look at websites, or you can go to the library, get a book, buy a book. There are books about how to do lists. It's part of the journaling. It's part of the work that we're doing. It's part of being less encumbered, less bogged down by all the thoughts and self-analysis and racing thoughts. It helps quiet the mind. It helps us have more time for us. So let's look at how we can start using these to the best of our abilities. Let's analyze if we're getting benefits from it. Should we change things up? Where could we use them? Maybe some places that I never even mentioned. What's going to work in our life that's going to give us that space? And in our journal, in our trek on self-awareness and being a better us, let's measure that. Let's be accountable. What works? And are we using them? Are we checking them? And what did it help you, I'd like to hear, accomplish that you may not have accomplished without them? How has it improved your everyday life? How has it improved your outlook on the future? We'd love to hear any other ideas that you have on lists. Hey, I'm only going based on my experience and what I've had to use them for, or thoughts that I've tried in my journey of journaling and self-awareness and emotional intelligence, becoming a better person and enjoying life that much more. So I'd love to hear how it is for you. I'm sure your life is different, and maybe it'll be some insight for somebody else. Sharing these ideas can be a great way of helping each other. So we'd love to hear that from you. You can find us at www.hoperegained.com and listen to our podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Enjoy your day.